Okay, I'm going to be discussing some chapter 19 homework examples out of uh, conceptual physics. And one of the things this isn't really a problem. You're going to get problems like this. You're going to get uh, problems with that say, well, there's so many cycles. How many nodes and antinodes do you have if you have a standing wave? So I wrote a little mathematical script here that will show you. We can just count. This is a half wave. This is a simulation of a standing wave with a half wave. Um, the we go from a zero crossing to zero crossing, but notice the zero crossings are it's an up zero crossing and it's a down zero crossing. So that's only half a wavelength, and the uh, so we can increase. Um, Oh, I don't think it's. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. There's two. Now there's a full wave. See from zero, uh, peak, zero crossing, trough, and back to zero. That is a full wave. How many nodes do you see? You see one, two, three. How many antinodes? Uh, just two. Now we can increase that to this is 1.5 wavelength. This is a full wave, and there's another half. How many nodes do you see? One, two, three, four. How many uh, peaks? One, two, three. Okay. I think the book calls them crests. Let's increase it to four. Um, you see one, two, three, four crests, and you see one, two, three, four, five nodes. Um, we can call these antinodes. Let's increase it to five. Um, now, what do we have? We have one, two, 2.5 cycles. So we see one, two, three, four, five, six antinodes. I'm sorry, six nodes and five antinodes. Let's go to six, and we have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven nodes and six antinodes. And you can see that this is three full wavelengths. One, two, three. There's three full wavelengths. I'm concentrated on the blue, and we can, take it all. There's um, uh, this would be 3.5. One, two, three, and one half cycle. Count the nodes. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, and one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So you see, you have as many. Um, you have one more node than you have antinodes. Let's take it up to eight. Now this is four full cycles. One, two, three, four, and you have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine nodes and eight antinodes. Okay, and I think we can keep going, but it's going to be a more of the same, and you should be able to see the pattern here. Um, so you can, if I ask this on a homework quiz or exam question, you should be able to draw out the number of wavelengths that it asks for, and count the nodes and antinodes. Okay, now I'm going to give you just a little kind of a formulas cheat sheet, formulas of wavelength, lambda, frequency, f, period, t, and speed. Oh, I didn't write v. I should complete that. Um, v, velocity. Um, Maybe I'll change that to, well, it's okay. I'll change it to velocity. Velocity. Okay. So the basic formula that I always remember, I learned in grade school, distance equals rate times time. If you remember that formula, you can get all of these. The distance d is equivalent to wavelength. How the distance of one wavelength. Time, the t is the equivalent is the period. The rate is equivalent to velocity, and the frequency is the reciprocal of period. And subsequently, the period is the reciprocal of frequency. So these are the formulas, some of the formulas to remember, if you just remember the distance equals rate times time, you can derive all of these others. Um, Lambda, the length is equal to the velocity times the period. And since frequency is the reciprocal of period, we can also say velocity is, I mean, lambda is equal to the velocity divided by the frequency. Now, the velocity is equal to the wavelength divided by the period, or the wavelength times the frequency, since the frequency is reciprocal of the period. And the period is equal to lambda divided by uh, the wavelength divided by the velocity. And since f is the reciprocal, we take the reciprocal of what we've just seen up here. Frequency is the velocity divided by lambda, by the wavelength. So those are some of the formulas that will help you with your homework, your quiz, and your exam. Now let's do some examples. My comments are in red. Uh, the speed of a 10 kilohertz sound wave in seawater is approximately 1,500 meters per second. What is its wavelength in seawater? So all they give you is the frequency, and they give you the velocity. So what we want to find is lambda. Distance equals rate times time. Lambda equals velocity times the period. But since the period is equal to 1 over the frequency, we can use lambda equals velocity divided by the frequency. So the frequency is 10,000 cycles per second. It's hertz, but for convenience and to cancel out units, I'm going to call it cycles per second. And the velocity is 1,500 meters per second. So lambda is equal to 1,500 divided by 10,000, and here's the answer. Mathematica is like a little calculator, and there's the 0.15. Therefore, the wavelength is 0.15 meters or 15 centimeters. And so that would be C up here. And sure enough, they say the answer is C. The units are meters per second divided by cycles per second. So it's the seconds cancel, which gives meters per cycle, or just meters. Now, what is the period of a 10 kilohertz sound wave? Well, the period is equal to 1. It's the reciprocal of the frequency. So it's 1 over 10,000, which it's point 0.0001. You get in mathematics, you have to have these decimal places. If you don't do it, it just returns the same thing. So we need to have a decimal place in one of the, either the numerator or the denominator. And so that's why I have these decimal points. So the period is 0.0001 seconds. Now we can use the period formula. Lambda equals velocity times the period. So it's 1,500 meters per second times 0.0001, and we get 0.15 meters, which is 15 centimeters, the same answer we got with the other one. And here the units are meters per second times seconds per cycle. You can see the seconds cancel out, which gives meters per cycle, or just meters. Okay, let's do another problem. Ocean waves with a wavelength of 120 meters are coming in at a rate of 8 per minute. What is their speed? Well, eight cycles per minute is not a frequency that we're used to. So let's convert it into something that we are used to. What is the frequency in cycles per second instead of cycles per minute? The frequency is equal to 8 divided by 60 seconds. It'll give you 0.133333. It's a continuing fraction, decimal. 0.133 cycles per second. Therefore, the frequency is 0.133 hertz, or 0.133 cycles per second. Now that we have F, we are given, now that we have F and we're given that lambda is 120 meters, let's use the formula velocity equals lambda times frequency. So we get 120 times 0.133, and we get 15.96. Why didn't we get 16, which is one of the answers up here? Well, because we rounded. The 0.133 is actually a rounding, and so we get 15.96. Now, if we were to use the exact frequency formula here, 120 times 8 divided by 60, we get exactly 16. So you can see that it's, as it says, the answer is B, 16 meters per second. Now, therefore, the wave speed is 16 meters per second. The units are meters per cycle times cycles per second. The cycles cancel, which gives meters per second. Now let's calculate the wave speed using the period, using the velocity equals lambda divided by the period. Since the period is equal to 1 over the frequency, we can calculate it using the 60 seconds divided by 8 cycles, and we get 7.5. The period 7.5 seconds per cycle. Knowing the period is 7.5 seconds and the wavelength is 120 meters, we get the velocity equals 120 divided by 7.5, and this time we get exactly 16 because we didn't do any rounding. We get the same answer for wave speed of 16 meters per second. Now the units are meters per cycle for the wavelength divided by seconds per cycle for the period, which gives us meters per second. The cycles cancel out. Okay, I hope this little discussion helps you on your homework and your quiz and your exams. But with that, I'll go ahead and end it.